They're scared of you because when you walk in the room, they see God.
Yo, what's good, world? How's it going? It's your guy back again, Raheem Al-Assad, in here to talk about just some man subjects.
You really don't understand, dude.
Not our machismo. It's the man brand. We nickname it the man brand. And the only reason I say that is because masculinity in today's society has become so toxic. You know, it's taboo to act and assert yourself like a man. You know, the whole society is geared towards, or at least it seems like, the feminization of men and our boys. Men don't nurture their warrior side anymore. They only nurture that nice guy, non-confrontational, quote unquote beta mentality nowadays. And I don't like to label guys this and that, you know, alpha, beta, omega. First thing about it is the black man is God, pure and simple. We were never at any point in time in our existence forced to run in packs to survive. So that type of spectrum is relegated to white men and their cave existence. I'm not trying to get offensive. We just being truthful here and historical. That black man, you run around beating your chest saying that you're the leader, you're an alpha, blah, blah, blah. We never had to run in packs to survive. Most men I know, or at least black men I know, in their purest sense, don't want to be told what to do by anybody. You know, black man was never supposed to be told what to do by anyone. The men going their own way, you know, which is funny because you already should be on your own way. You know, I guess you got a lot of folks now who done got taken to the cleaners. I hear a lot of that out of the men who done got taken to the cleaners later in life, who was sort of drinking the Kool-Aid, for lack of a better words, in regards to how they feel about women. You know, so they meet a woman, they fall in love, they fall out of that masculinity, that masculine spectrum, and you know, they sort of capitulate, and before you know it, she's falling out of love with you and taking you to the cleaners, because society is going to make sure that she's fine. And you know, it's absolutely nothing wrong with that, other than it's being gamed and manipulated. But I mean, if you think the right way, that's not gonna happen to you. You know, I don't understand the concept of marriage as in relation to Western society. Anyway, I mean, it's all a mess. It's all geared up to just rape, rob, and pillage the man for everything, including his emotions, all his tangible possessions, his dignity, his pride, everything. The destruction of the ego in the most ugliest kind of way that you can imagine. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. You know, and I don't want to sound like some bitter guy. I've never been married. You know, I don't necessarily want to get married. You know, some guys do. I mean, eventually every man wants to settle down, I believe, with some woman and maybe just, you know, start running and gunning. And then once you enjoy the fruits of your labor, you want to see your seeds on this earth, and you want them to be happy and healthy emotionally and an ability to survive in this world. But romanticism itself has killed marriage, and how a lot of people see it. I mean, that's an earthly concept. I don't know anybody who's married now who really and truly know that you're an eternal being, are gonna die, go to the afterlife, live for an eternity, and still be connected with this individual. I mean, I know you don't think that, and because it's always a lot of men of faith that's going to say, and women too, that's going to say, well, how you think God expect us to live down here? I mean, you know, he expect us to be organized and to do things the way that would best suit society overall. But I mean, marriage is an earthly concept. Best thing we can do is use some logic and reasoning to make sure that it work out best for everybody involved, including the kids and the women, you know, and the men. I'm not saying, you know, go out and treat women like shit and dog them out, and like you hear some guys pump them and dump them. I mean, you know, you shouldn't want to spread yourself around like that anyway as a guy. I mean, it's just flat out dangerous anyway, just to be sleeping with everything that looks good. You know, nothing's good is going to come out of that at all. You know, I'm not saying being one of these, what they call quote unquote blue pill, for lack of a better word, beta type guys that just really buy into that concept that I can find some woman that's going to be, so great to me. She's going to try to be understanding. She's going to help and assist me with absolutely everything that's in my mission. Well, I mean, this world is not necessarily geared towards that. Yeah, that would be nice, and that's a phenomenal concept to have, and to give to our young boys so they will grow into adulthood with a healthy amount of respect for our women. You know, our sisters, our queens, they do deserve all the respect that we give them. But I mean, let's get honest. I mean, a lot of guys are getting taken to the clinics. A lot of guys are being heartbroken. You got kids, but they just don't want all of the rigmarole that comes along with having a relationship and maintaining one in this country. And frankly, I don't blame them. And you know, before I go off on a tangent, like I was saying, you take an aggressive attitude with women is gonna show. You know, I'm not one of those bitter guys.
You really don't understand.
I know how women are. I understand their nature. They love to be free. They're just as free as men. You shouldn't trust anybody. I mean, I don't care if it's a woman or a man. I mean, you shouldn't trust anyone. I mean, most people who you come across are gonna do what's best for them. You know, and any woman naturally is gonna do what's best for her kids. With the whole Me Too movement, you know, just a lot of victimization. I'm not saying that, you know, I don't want to come across as being sexist, but I mean, you just got a lot of people now playing victim, not saying their workplace harassment, which what I thought that the whole movement in general was about, was men in the workplace pressuring women using their power to sleep with them in order to maintain their job, or to either to get ahead or get benefit. But I mean, if you do that, you're a slime guy anyway. You know, you're a scumbag. But I mean, when it comes to women, why don't you make better men? You make society and every human being in it what it is. I don't know a person who wasn't raised by a woman unless that woman passed away when they was younger. You know, God forbid that happens. But I mean, you make men who they are. You have men as boys and you raise them up to hopefully become a respectable, honorable human being. So why are you blaming the men in society for the way that they are treating you or acting? Go to the generation before you and ask those women, why didn't they make better men? Why didn't you guys make men that respect women in society? They'll probably say that they tried or they did the best that they could. Nonetheless,
You really don't understand, dude.
Nonetheless, I'm not on here to pander to women. I mean, this is a man's video. So I mean, I don't pander to women anyway. It's along with the feminization of society, you got a lot of men on social media that pander to women. They put these little things up.
You really don't
Woman
understand.
should be blah, 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 blah. I mean, yeah, we get it. But I mean, you just pandering to women. You know, you just pandering for likes. Hopefully you just want to get accepted by them. And for what? I ask, as a man, for what? Why do you feel the need for them to validate you and your existence? You don't need anybody to validate your existence. God gave you a mission, and you should be trying your best to carry it out. You know, don't be ruled by your genital areas. You know, don't be ruled by that. You know, everybody wants a woman. Everybody loves the company, you know, of a beautiful, nice young lady who is just all in to everything that you're into. But I mean, let's keep it real. That's not the only joy you get here on earth. And that's not the only purpose that God put us here for. Some women say like, oh, you know, that's all men do. That's all they think. And it's not, you know. Don't let them manipulate you with that just because you do have that earthly desire. Hell, they worse than we are in regards to how they sleep around. If you somebody who's a pickup artist and okay with women, there's no way you trust them because they too easy to smash and bag. It's so easy. If you're doing things right, that it's almost impossible to think that you could trust one. Why? Why would you?